What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Thor, talking about Doomsday, talking about Thor's story in Doomsday, past Doomsday, and potentially Chris Hemsworth going forward into the next phase with the next Thor movie, although the next Thor movie may be coming much sooner than you think. There's been so many different rumors from different people about what's going to happen to him in Avengers Doomsday, about him potentially dying, and then no, wait, he's not dying. There's going to be a Thor 5 movie. So we're going to break down where all this subsequential information is actually coming from. Tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Other creators will tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear, the truth. Because it seems like Marvel does have a huge plan for Chris Hemsworth. Well, why wouldn't they? He's one of the few characters that is actually a draw. Even though Marvel's Thunderbolts was good, less than $300 million in 2 weekends, yet it's the best Marvel movie in years. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around, you make subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, Pop Culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. You can subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know, how freaking excited are you for the future of Marvel? Because we have Fantastic Four coming out in a few months, just had Thunderbolts, the What If shows, yeah, we're not going to cover them and look pretty boring, but we've got Avengers Doomsday, we've got Spider-Man 4, and we've got Secret Wars, and a bunch of X-Men stuff coming in the next couple of years, so it's fantastic to be a pop culture fan. So, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let us know everything down below. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And we've got a channel over there where I can post set leaks and stuff like that much faster. Also, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So, it's worth saying there's a lot to go over. There's a new rumor about what Thor 5 is going to be. Sounds promising, but it seems to me like it's just redacted information spat out again. So, Alex Perez says a lot of stuff, right? He's quite credible, but that does not mean he's gospel. So, this information has come out on the internet from the Cosmic Circus. Marvel wants to give Chris Hemsworth Thor a proper send-off in these movies in an epic way, with the sources pointing to the new Avengers Volume 32 as inspiration. The site explains, although it could be the end of Chris Hemsworth Thor at the very moment, that does not exclude the possibility of the character returning. We've also been told that Thor Corps, as well as parts of Thor mythology from the comics, will be adapted in Secret Wars and beyond. Now, it's interesting because, as we know, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars is an ensemble cast. They can't really put much of everyone's movies into everything. So this goes on to say, Thor battles the Beyonders in a bid to put an end to the incursion destroying the multiverse. The hero's arms are torn off, and he and Hyperion, who is rumored to be Henry Cavill in Loki Season 2, that never happened, hey Scoopers, as they make one final stance against a powerful cosmic entity, perhaps he'd be joined by Deadpool in the MCU. The site alliterates from previous reports, Thor's will reunite with Loki, adding that Loki, Deadpool, and Wolverine are set to reprise their roles. Okay, we already know that. Interesting. So a lot of this is hyperbole, a lot of this is nonsense. Now, I don't actually think he's going to die. Just go to Valhalla and they can have a storyline there. The last movie made just under $800 million, and that was saw as a flop. Chris Hemsworth he's had some pretty cool projects on Netflix. So as far as we are here concerned, Chris Hemsworth has a bright future going forward. So they're trying to say they're planning to kill him off, but it doesn't actually say that. And even if this is an MCU, even if they do kill someone off, he would just go to Valhalla. So if we go back to a previous article, that Alex Perez, because I still think he's somewhat credible. So he wrote this article back in January 2024, where it essentially was discussing a bunch of stuff, and he talks about this. And it says Valhalla and other afterlife realms in the multiverse saga. So he says a bunch of hyperbole, but it says this. Our sources confirm that part of the early ideas for the forthcoming Thor 5 movie involve Valhalla and the upcoming locations exploring aspects of the Norse mythology. Obviously, this was written over a year ago. Let's start with what we know. Based on the timelines are spread out, we can infer that Jane Foster enters Valhalla before Loki takes his place at the end of time, holding everything together, the strands of the multiverse, as the large tree. We can also infer that Valhalla exists outside of the known multiverse that carries massive implications, as it implies that the realm of the afterlife exists outside of the known boundaries of the multiverse. This would include Ancestral Plane, Wakanda, the fate of Reed from Moon Knight, and other possible afterlives along with Valhalla. These are also the realms in specific categories of places outside the multiverse, such as the quantum realm, a gap jump, the nexus of reality. So as we know, the end of the Thor movie set up Hercules having a clash with Thor. Well, Hercules was part of the Avengers, I'm sure. A clash of gods, right? And a lot of people were seeing to think this is the case. So even if they are going to kill somewhat half kill Thor off, he would just end up in Valhalla. Having Valhalla exist outside of known multiverse is an exciting story point for the up-and-coming Thor 5 and the multiverse saga. This was written over a year ago. It raises many questions and plausible theories moving forward. However, getting to Valhalla is a tricky part, as one would have to die in a battle to reach it. The implications that we may have visit Valhalla in Thor 5 could lead down a path of the story where Thor would ultimately have to die in a battle in an up-and-coming film to reach Valhalla. We could expect Thor to face his worthy adversary, Hercules. Now, there's an ongoing theory that Doctor Doom's going to kill Thor. Now, if Doctor Doom killed Thor in battle, would he go to Valhalla? I don't know. The rules are very loose. Hercules was introduced in the mid-credits scene where his father Zeus tasked him to kill the god of thunder. This created a conflict between the Olympian pantheon and the Norse god, which will undoubtedly be addressed in an up-and-coming movie. Perhaps midway through the film, Thor will face off against Hercules, fall at the hands of the god of strength, and allow him to enter the gate of Valhalla. Although not much is known about Valhalla in the comics, Valhalla is Norse mythology, tells a completely different story. In Norse mythology, describes Valhalla as a mystical hall where warriors who die in battle feast in the grand hall. And Valhalla was also part of the God of War RAGNAROK game. Called upon Odin in a fight to battle known as such as RAGNAROK. It's expected that most Norse gods like Frigga, the warriors, Three, possibly even Odin himself are sat in Valhalla. We could expect a couple of appearances in the previous film. If that does happen, the Thor corpse could join Frey, potentially. If Valhalla exists outside the known multiverse, could imply the hall is open to all possible variants of Norse characters in Marvel multiverse, not just the 616. Could Valhalla be the home of multiple Thor? Maybe. It sounds pretty cool. So that's where they could go. But this article basically went on to say, is the real Ragnarok actually going to be Secret Wars? The apocalyptic event in the MCU known as Ragnarok prophesies the destruction of Asgard, except the Norse mythology Ragnarok wasn't just the end of Asgard. Ragnarok foretold the end of the whole universe. Not only that, but Odin never called upon his warriors of Valhalla to fight against Hela or her forces either. So if Odin never called upon warriors of Valhalla, it's possible that the real Ragnarok never actually occurred. Could it be possible that, much like the Infinity Gauntlet in Odin's Vault, the Ragnarok occurred in Thor Ragnarok was actually fake as we steadily approach the end of the multiverse saga, Avengers Secret Wars? The true Ragnarok may approach and may be the end of the multiverse as we know it. Okay, this is a theory. Probably one of Alex Perez's best theory, in my opinion. Then we get to everyone's favorite made-up scooper that comes out with his absolute nonchalant nonsense. I'm not even going to say the name. You know who I'm on about. The source reached out. Turns out Secret Wars won't be the end of Thor's story. Thor 5 is in the works. No Taika Waititi. Chris Hemsworth pushing for Sam Hargrave, the extraction guy, to take over. Now, that would be a very good way to go. It would be. The Netflix extraction movies are pretty damn cool. So his take on Odin could be exactly where the character needs to go. It needs to be more serious. But the interesting thing is, Thor's actually said he would be happy to step away multiple times. We know he's in Doomsday. He's literally one of the few characters, one of the OG original characters people care about that has actually been lined up in the sense where he's been confirmed. Like, we know the likes of Benedict Cumberbatch, Warstu, so on and so forth, will also appear in Doomsday, but we've not actually been confirmed to be in said movie. So it's interesting. There's lots of ideas. There's definitely going to be a Thor 5 movie. So even if Thor does die, he just pieces to Valhalla, and we have some like Norse god mythology kind of movie going forward. It could literally be anything. God of War, like a real God of War, because it is right. I mean, I know it was only a theory, but we haven't actually had a real Ragnarok movie, really, when you think about it. Because it wasn't just about Asgard being destroyed. It was about the whole multiverse being destroyed. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. I hope they do have some insane scene where Thor dies in this movie or in Secret Wars, and he returns in Thor 5. But he would have to die in battle, and who is strong enough to take him out? I don't know. They had such a talented actor play Gore, the God Butcher, Mr. Christian Bale himself, and they butchered the bag. But the point is, it made just under 800 million. With the flops of Captain America 4, the flops of Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers. Is that really the new Avengers squad? And it's like whatever Avengers squad they make, no one's going to care. People need to care. And if Thor is not part of the real Avengers, if Spider-Man's not part of the real Avengers, no one is actually going to care. So like always, guys, let us know, what do you want them to do with Thor's story going forward? I think killing him off would actually be a really cool way to do it, but bring him back. But having Doctor Doom kill him off, I don't know if that's the right way to go. It would be badass though. So like always, guys, I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.